Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Tuesday topic, and Bruce has sent us a video. I love it, Bruce. You're the first one to send one in for weeks, and it's come from Tasmania. I don't know if that's factually correct. It's come from Hobart, Tasmania. Hobart, Tasmania. I don't know if that's Tazo. So nice one for that. If he can send it all the way from Tasmania, then you can too. Don't hear any of this nonsense about can't you just use comments. No, videos, interactive. It's a two-way street. See how this works? If you don't want to do it, I've said, put a ski mask on. Oh yeah. And change your voice and pretend you are like Jerry Adams in the 90s.
Pixelate it.
Yeah, pixelate your face. You do all that now on your phone. Get your kid to do it. Your child has probably got more better use of video equipment to do it for you. My dad said.
And just do like a you can put on like graphics on or whatever.
You know, like a reader's wife kind of thing where you don't see your head. You just no, don't do that. Unless you want to. Anyway, what's Bruce saying? Bruce, let's see what he's saying.
Hey Baz, hey Per, it's Bruce here. Idea for a Tuesday topic. Seen a few of the fan channels are doing season reviews. The season, just about a third gone now. How about rather than that, you do something like having a look as to where you two think we'll finish the season. So looking come the end of May next year when all the games been done. Where will we finish? Who in your eyes would have done well? Who would have done poorly? Who'd be moved on in the summer, and what will our recruitment look like going into the start of next season? So a bit of Nostradamus thinking, but be interested to see what your guys' take is on that. Thanks a lot. Look forward to it. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, Bruce. That's a heavy one for a Tuesday, isn't it? It's a heavy one for a Tuesday.
Asking us literally to look into the future and to make ourselves look like be out when none of this comes true in May.
What you've got to do is carefully craft this. So, like he mentioned Nostradamus in the video there. Like Nostradamus, you can read any of his stuff.
He's a bullshitter.
It is basically very, very,
loose.
It's loose.
It's like your stomach after a curry.
Well,
yours.
Mine's fine.
Yeah, mine is. I don't know
what are you talking about? Poorly cooked meat. I mean, that's a different thing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, is Everton still around? I mean, he was licking no cooked meat, wasn't he, the other day?
Licking the turkey. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I mean, we'll take it on.
Of course we will.
Not afraid of no challenges, us. I mean, ghosts. Yeah.
I mean, any challenges. If we were afraid of no challenges, we'd be afraid of some challenges to double negative. But we're not afraid of any challenge, but we are terrified of ghosts. Well, I am. I don't want to see a ghost.
Do you? I've got an interesting story about a ghost, but it's not for this show.
No.
It's not for this show.
Yeah.
It's a nice story. It's not a nasty story. It's just not for this show.
No. Okay, let's
back to AOB. See that? I've just hooked you. You are going to want to watch AOB this week. Crossband.
There's Zlatan on it again.
I think we might bring... Yeah, whatever. Maybe. Who's can say? The hook. So... We're pretty much a third into the season now, aren't we? 13 games, is it? So that's, I mean, it's half time was a third into it.
Yeah,
sort of. No. It's a third in. Whatever. If we keep going at this pace, we are projected to be around 65 points, aren't we? Which would get us 7th, basically.
Yeah, probably would, yeah.
So,
I don't know, though. Will United get 65? The way they're playing? Nope. They won't, will they? They've only won.
Top 7.
Their last 3 home games, they've had Wolves, Everton and Palace. The only game they won was Everton.
No, I know, but that's relying on us to keep doing what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. And them to keep doing what they're doing.
So, top 7 is where we're projected.
Yeah.
Now it's whether we can get that consistency that we are in there, and that consistency will only come from winning away games. That's where it's going to come from.
It will.
If we want to finish in the in the top 6, if we want to make the move from 7 to 6, let's say, we've got to win away games. That means we've got to win, I'd say, let's say 6 more away games. We need to win 6 more away games. And you think, oh, we've only won 1 away game this season. It's mad, isn't it? We've only won 1 away game. We'd have to win 6 away games, because I think our home record it's as good as anybody's, really. So to finish 6th, we'd have to win at least another 6 away games, I think.
Yeah, I agree. We've had the one away win was at Leicester, which is a tough game. You know, we should have won at Bournemouth, we blew that. We should have probably won at Wolves, we blew that. Arsenal, you could say we could have won there. United, we should. So, but we've had Arsenal, United and Chelsea within that already, so they're out the way. Obviously got Liverpool and Man City next. So then,
and we don't play Spurs till the last game of the season.
So that's the top 6 effectively away from home is done in our next couple of away games, isn't it? So you're right, going into that second half of the season, and you know you're gonna have Cardiff away, Huddersfield away, Brighton away, Burnley away. You know, teams that are down there, Newcastle away. All the teams that are in the bottom half of the table, West Ham away. So there's a lot of points up for grabs.
Definitely.
You know, Crystal Palace away, but it's being able to go Fulham away. I'm
Burnley
just
away.
literally naming every
Burnley
club,
away.
So I name Burnley. It's just literally being able to go away and turn those performances into victories. I think we've got the firepower to do it. We've got the ability to do it. It's can you do it, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. That's what we've always struggled with. It's not a case of who you've got. It's that mentality to turn up at grounds and just stick your chest out and go, we're going to beat you today. And that comes from, and I think we've said this a few times under Marco Silva, that's going to grounds and playing exactly the same way as you play from home, as you play at home. And I think that's been our problem for as long as I can remember.
You know what though, mate? I'd almost argue.
Don't almost argue. I don't
want to argue with it.
Well, then don't almost argue. You know, like Yoda said.
I'd argue the point almost.
Just exactly the same. You just reworded it.
Of course. Just in terms of what we're saying, not actually what the.
I'm absolutely lost here.
This is what you do. This is what Martinez you should do, and then you'd be convinced that he told you the answer. I'd walk out
smiling, going, "Oh, what a man!"
Great, and then go, "What did he say?" I don't know. In so much in as our better performances have actually been away from home. So what we're trying to do is match our performances away at Goodison. Results-wise, we have to do.
Yeah, see, I agree with that, but we've only won 1 away game.
Yeah.
So that's the point. It's about going to these places and grinding out wins because of your superiority. That's what you've got to do.
Of course, yeah.
You know, that's what you've got to do.
I've always said, I'll accept... Wait.
Crystal Palace.
I did say Palace, and it's on the thing. It's on the video. So let me know if I did say Palace before Ped said it. I did. I've said for a while, I will be convinced we are going on to the next level when we can go away to the likes of Watford and win 3-0 and get results. You know, the way like you see other Liverpool have just done the weekend, but other teams will go and get these. Bournemouth won like 4-1 at somewhere, and when we start Watford, so when we start going away, we went away to like Huddersfield, Cardiff, Palace, and won like 3-0, 3-0. Then I'd start thinking, we are on the right path here now, because we're able to go and not only dominate the game, kill these teams off, go to Fulham and beat them 3 or 4-0. Because it's a tough game for us. And I'm not saying we will do that, because we're still at the very start, and it's difficult to win Premier League
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, look, you know, when we finished 7th under Koeman, we were fantastic at home. Our home record was brilliant, but away we were terrible.
Yeah. And 3 away games, didn't we?
But it was just the way we set up, the way we played, going to Middlesbrough and bringing Gareth Barry on with the last 10 minutes to secure up a 0-0. And at the time we were we weren't too fussed about that, because we were trying to get 7th. We knew 7th was going to be Europe, and we then that asked about rocking the boat. But if you want to make that leap, it is always the thing that again we've been saying. It's risk and reward. It's being prepared to be 1-0 up in the last minute and going for it, and you know, not saying having confidence that you're back 4 or whatever.
What was weird about that Koeman thing was we were more adventurous at United than we were at Middlesbrough. But that night at United, we were winning 1-0. He put like 2 strikers on there, which he shouldn't have done because he changed. We were better without them, but he put like Calvert-Lewin on in midfield and you're like, you didn't do that at Middlesbrough. You were like trying to shore it up at 0-0. So all a bit weird, but you're right, go there and go, look, we are better than you and we will beat you today and this is why, and we've got the players to do it. We've got to take the chances when they come along. What we've seen it already at Arsenal. We had a lot of chances in that first half, didn't take them. Chelsea, we didn't have a lot of chances, but we had the one with Bernard where is it touch is better, it's a shot at goal. The key moments in games.
See, for me though, I would, and I know this was early days, so it's different. But for me, it's more the Bournemouth games. It's been 2-0 up. It's been 2-0 up at Bournemouth and not killing the game out, not seeing the game out. And I know it's different now with the way we had only 10 men. I know they had 10 men late on, but it's dealing with those pressures. It's being 2-0 up away from home, playing against a team who've got nothing to lose, and being able to get through that difficult period, and then maybe going on and getting the third goal yourself. They're the games for me. Being 2-1 up at Wolves, again, it's different. It's the first game of the season, moved down to 10 men, loads of different players, different way of playing. It's about now, if you were 2-1 up at anywhere, could you see out the last 10 minutes? Can you cope with that pressure? Can you keep playing? Are you going to just fall to bits? Like we've seen us do loads of time. I mean, listen, we're talking about a football club for years and years where the expression's been Everton that, because we're so used to Everton doing something stupid or being comfortable in a game and then throwing it away. And we've got to get away from that. And the only way you get away from that is having a style of play that you become so comfortable with that you can play home and away, and that when you go to these teams, Spurs have just won, is it 6 away games on the run? Because everywhere they go, we're Spurs, we know how we're playing and we're better than you, and we're just gonna. I heard coming over from the match on Saturday, because they played the same time at the phone in on, and they had Andy Robinson on, Liverpool left back, and they were like, did you have any doubts? Because Liverpool apparently didn't play well and won 3-0, and he said when we got to 1-0, I had no doubt in my mind that we were winning that game, and as far as I'm concerned, it was how many goals we were going to win it by. And I thought, that is the mentality that you should have, and that's the mentality that Spurs will have, and all the top clubs will have. It's look at Man City at the weekend going to West Ham and being 3-0 up, and you know what, West Ham had chances as well, and West Ham were like, they had 4 chances, we had 4 chances, but Man City are just, no, we're going and we're going to score on every attack. And it's having that mindset that you're not worried about what's going on behind you. Because again, I was listening to a Man United fan talking at the weekend, and they were saying about what they're doing wrong, and saying, we're not doing this and we're not doing that. And someone said, well, it's nothing to do with any of that. He said the players are all so worried about how bad the back four is that they all sit in. So the midfield suddenly has 2 holding midfielders instead of 1. So therefore, then one of your centre forwards is not getting the ball, so he drops in, and suddenly, whereas you should be flowing that way, you're edging backwards, and you're having to make up that 20 yards. And this is what we've seen at Everton for the last 2 or 3 years. Is that
more
when Lukaku, as soon as we sold Lukaku, it was like everyone was like, "What have they got? They've got nothing. Play higher up the pitch."
We were like that on Rom, no?
No, we'll away there.
Yeah, well, away from
away,
not
as Goodison.
No.
And it's about having that style. So in these away games, you're playing in the opposition's half, and you're not asked what if the ball goes over the top.
No,
because you've got Keane to header it away, and you've got Zuma or Mina to sweep it out, or you've got Digne or Coleman, or you've got a goalie who knows. And it's having trust in all, and it's having having faith and trust in the system. It's like if you ever watch an offside trap and someone stays in and keeps everyone offside. And why did he keep them onside? Because they haven't got faith in the system. They don't trust this offside trap, and they've stayed in. So normally a young player or whatever, and it's about that the whole team. If everyone has faith and everyone's training and everyone's like bing, 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 bing. It's why you see us now, our midfield just goes bang, bang, bang. It's like Gomez and Sigurdsson smash the ball, or they smash it into Bernard, because they go, Bernard will just touch that with one and he'll be away. Whereas if it's soft, it'll get cut out. It's all those little trust issues that will only come from when your manager says to you, doesn't say to you, sorry, we're playing at so-and-so this week, we're going to have 3 at the back, and we're only having 1 up front, and we're having 2 sitting midfielders. That happens now and again, Of course it does. But if your manager comes out and goes, we're not playing any different, and we're starting the same 11 that started last week because I've got faith in you, then everyone buys into it. And I think that's what we need to do, and I think that's what we will do.
Yeah, and that's the process, hopefully, that you follow, isn't it? Is that everybody's comfortable with on the ball now. Everybody's confident that they can win games of football. The manager's instilled that, or that's been the message he started with at the start of the season. We've tried to win every away game we've played. Every game we tried to win at Chelsea. They were better at keeping the ball, and the home team is in general going to have more opportunities normally, but we still tried to win the game. You couldn't say we just sat back and kicked it anywhere and hope for the best, because that isn't what happened. Didn't happen at United, it didn't happen at Arsenal, and it didn't happen from day one against Wolves. Now you're seeing players who are starting to be more comfortable with the system. There's a very clear, I've done this on the tactics show the other day, there's a very clear thing now when we're out of possession. It's a 4-4-2, but solid. Sigurdsson plays as a centre forward, then him and Richarlison split the back four. There's two banks of four, and then we retreat and we just go into a low block almost, so there's no gap. So all of a sudden we're seeing clean sheets coming. We mentioned it on the final word and we had a laugh about it, the zonal marking, that everyone was losing their air after week 3, and we were saying, just wait, it's too early to doing a process. Now that process has yielded 4 clean sheets in 5 games. It's yielded a situation where when the opposition gets a corner, you're still a little bit like, don't concede, but I'm like that anyway, even if we were man marking. So things are improving all the time, and the way we play, you're right, players are more confident giving the ball to each other because they know what's coming.
I mean, that's another thing actually, is the flip side of that. Watching the game on Saturday and looking at it and thinking, if only we could score off set pieces. You know what
we had
7 corners, and I think we only had one that really troubled them in the second half. And you're thinking, if we could find a way to get set pieces for those games that are edgy and close, and someone comes to Goodison and doesn't want, is stubborn. If we had a way of scoring off set pieces, because surely, that's to come a ratio, doesn't it? We've not scored from a set piece.
Isn't it 205 corners?
It's ridiculous.
I said this on the 3 points thing after the game at the weekend. It's like, that's an area we need to pick up, because it might be Anfield on Sunday. Our chance might be a corner comes in. If we headed it in, who knows, if we go 1-0 up, we've got something to, they've got a cut, whatever. It might just be the difference
that
in
comes
a game.
From, I mean, not to,
but it can be any game.
That's not going to overdo the point, but that comes from consistency of the ball as well. If you've got a corner coming in every week, and the centre back or whoever, I look, obviously Derby week, but if you looked at them a few weeks ago when they played Arsenal, they had like 3 or 4 really good chances off corners that he was fuming over, because the centre back did get contact. Van Dijk or whoever did get contact, and for whatever never went in. But it was that consistency of the ball, and I think on that set pieces we've got to get a consistency. Seen a couple from Lucas Digne on Saturday where he did the same kind, and a couple of times it didn't get past the first man, but when it did, it was a really threatening corner. If we can get that level of consistency in our corners where the centre backs are like, we've been training all day for this, we've been training for that ball coming in, and it's like, keep doing that. But I think the problem with set pieces at the moment, it's just, there's no uniform at all. It's just but when we get that, I think the likes of Mina and Keane will prosper.
But I don't think there's any variation in it either. We just seem to put the ball into the middle and hope someone gets on it, whereas for me, the perfect corners are varied corners, but this is where all this comes from.
That's what I'm saying. Having that thing,
post, like we're going there. You should see that.
That's what I'm saying.
That because you know what, this is, and people might laugh at this, right? But these are the minute details. That, and teams start going, what does that mean?
And it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean a thing, but. Or that, and they're all that think, what are these doing? But what signal? Because it all comes into football's mind games, a lot of it, because you've got talented lads who can play football on both teams. You
shouldn't think they know something we don't know.
That's the thing. I always think near post. The second corner should be far post. The third corner.
Well, the thing about it is,
you mix it.
You say there with the systems, it sometimes could come down to players. It could come down to. No, what I mean is though, if someone takes a corner from a certain side, then those players should know what the routine is. So if Lucas Digne takes one and it's an in-swinger, you'd hope that that's something they've worked on all week, and then so they'd know where it was going. So rather than no signals, they would just know. And then if Sigurdsson goes over and takes one from the same side, then suddenly it's a different kind of corner. I think that's something we need to work on, because that's what would break up a lot of the games. But that's got really nothing to do with what Bruce was asking. But
no, well, it has, because it's all about improving as we go forward, and it has got something to do with it, because that might win us games away from home.
Where do you imagine? Where can you imagine us finishing then this season? In May. May comes around.
May, listen, 6th or 7th.
Okay.
I know that's a bit on the fence, but that is, I can see us finishing above United at this moment in time. I don't know, obviously, how the rest of the season's going to play out, but if the two teams continued on this trajectory,
yeah, of course,
I would back us to finish above United, because I think we're playing very well. I think we've got a lot of firepower. I think other people will start scoring goals who aren't at the minute. I think Theo Walcott will weigh in. We'll get 6, 7, 8. He's only got 2 so far in the league. Sigurdsson, you should imagine, will get into double figures. Richarlison will get into double figures. I imagine that Bernard will get 3 or 4 by the end of the season. You know, you'd like to think Calvert-Lewin will add to it. So there's Everton have got goals in the squad, what I'm trying to say. I think we've got a good defence. I think we're a good side. I genuinely do think we're a good side now. And when you look at the half a dozen players who don't get in the matchday squad now, those half a dozen players have been in our first team at some stage over the last 18 months. That tells you the levels. So for me, I can see us no worse than 7th, but possibly 6th.
I think I'd be massively disappointed if we finished anywhere less than 7th.
Yeah.
Because I think we are one of the best 7 teams in the Premier League. We should be finishing the top 7, especially money we've bought and recruitment. I think there's a lot of pressure on the team at the moment, so it's just going out and playing, and fans are patient, because it's a lot easier to be patient when you can look at players and go, these are all good players and you all fit together. So you have that patience. So I think the pressure's off. I think it's all gonna unfold in the next couple of months.
Yeah,
as we've said. But I think the team's growing as well, and I think players, Yerry Mina's only just come into the side. Gomez is finding his feet.
That was his 6th game, wasn't it?
Bernard's finding his feet as well. Lookman could come into the side. Will Richarlison continue to play every game up front? Will Tosin be used? I think players have just got to jump on their chance if they get it as well.
That's what it's about, huh?
And I think if they do, then that'll propel us forward. But I just don't really. I think that we can finish above Man United, and I think we can finish above Arsenal if things go for us. I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying I think we can, because I just think what Arsenal have got, what we don't have, is 2 strikers that they can rely on. And I think that's literally the difference between us and Arsenal. I think that's Man United. It's one of them where it's almost that, like we talked about last week on a video. It's that fear factor of them. Well, it's Man United. At some point with the players they've got, it will come right. But then if it doesn't, then
we've been here before with United, haven't we? When Moyes was there and things like that. We finished above them then, well above them. So we can do it, no question about it. It's about continuing and maintaining what we've got at the moment. It's about I've said this all along. If we can hang in touching distance of that top 6 come the end of January, even if we're 2 wins off it, that's still all right. That can be turned around in the second half of the season. There's no question about that.
I think that's a big point. I think what's the gap right now? Is it 5 points between us and Arsenal?
Yeah,
could have done with that being a draw when they played Bournemouth. I think that's a big key. If you don't want to let that don't want those 4th and 5th place, or even just 5th, you don't want that to get away from you. So it's because I think while I know you take every game at a time, but you want the mental battle of like, well, it's Man United or Everton for that one place. You want it like, well, there's a 3 team in the mix there for 5, 6 and 7.
I think for me, first and foremost, we want to start putting daylight between us and Bournemouth and us and Watford.
Of course.
They're the ones at the moment. United are in there as well, you know, and we're playing well. Bournemouth are a really good side. I like Bournemouth. They're a good side, and I think they're quite durable. I think they'll be up there maybe till March time, and then see how they go. But for us, we've just got to keep going. I mean, who's to say, you know, Bruce is asking us where, you know, what else will happen, but at this moment, if I was pushed on it, I would say no worse than 7th, but I could see us, I wouldn't be massively surprised if we finished 6th.
So we come to the end of the season, let's say 5th, 6th, 7th. So going out the club, I think if Nias hasn't gone by the end of the season, he'll go in the summer.
I wasn't looking for Nias, I was looking for me
your water. Yeah. If Snarden hasn't gone in January, I think he'll go at the end of the season. No doubt about it. I think he's not one who's going to sit around and you know, he's going to want his move then, and that's fine. That's fine. He doesn't fit.
He's not good enough.
Well, he doesn't fit, are they?
Just because he's not good enough as a footballer. He's just not. I don't think he's quick enough.
No, I know. But I just don't think he fits either role. He doesn't fit Gomez's role. He doesn't fit Garner's role.
No.
So them two definitely, I would think, would go out the door. And obviously, listen, there'll be question marks over Jags. There'll be question marks over Baines. Mason Holgate?
No, I think Mason. We spoke to David Unsworth last week at the sleepout, and he was talking about Premier League debuts, and the age is now 22, 23. For a lot of players now making the debut, it's gone back. You know, it's gone back up. Mason's what, 21? He's still got time on his hands, and he's a player who, I think that the beauty of Mason Holgate is that he can fill 2 or 3 positions. And while you never want to go down that route of having too many players can do that because they don't settle into a position, I think he's a ball playing centre back, but he can also do a job at right back. You wouldn't want him there long term because he's not great attacking wise, but I wouldn't be, you know, he'd be definitely one. He'd be the 4th centre back for me. I love Jagielka, absolutely love him, but Jags.
But then again, I mean, listen, Kurt Zuma might, you know, there's no guarantees that he's going to be at Everton Football Club.
Exactly.
You know, he's only on loan, and
so therefore,
and if he's not playing, then
Holgate could become the 3rd centre back, couldn't he? And have to go in. He'd have to bulk up a bit, but you know, he'd have to go in there then alongside Keane. But
at least again, you know, like you spoke about with Davies and Gomez, he's seeing now, laying off proper defenders and seeing what that level is, and that'll be the other one, won't it? Andre Gomez, you know. Hopefully the club will get that sorted.
I think Zuma and Gomez will stay, to be honest. Because I feel Gomez will stay because I think it's bigger for him. What I mean by that is the whole pitch is bigger for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he just looks and goes, well, it's Barcelona and I just want to play for them. I think he'll look and go, I'm settled, I've got a Portuguese manager, I've got mates here, the crowd love me, I feel good and I'm playing well. He was in the Portugal squad, only for an injury that he didn't go. So I think for him it makes sense to sign. I think the reason why I feel as though Zuma will stay is because I think he'll think, I can get in this side, no problem. I can force my way into this team. And this team's got money. He's at Chelsea, he's been on loan the last couple of seasons. He's 23. Now, he goes back to Chelsea in the summer.
Well, it depends if they want him, isn't it?
When you send a player out like him and he plays a lot of Premier League games and you send him out again,
see, I don't know, because I think his age and going back there and the experience he's picked up, he might just be the right age now for Chelsea.
I can see them buying Koulibaly, you see.
I think with him, what I would say is, if they don't want him, then I can see him signing. But they might say, now's your time. Maybe. Now's your time.
But they've got other centre backs, haven't they? They've got Azpilicueta, they've got David Luiz, they've got,
of course,
the other fella, the Spanish, was Zappacosta, who can play full back or in the middle. I think they'll buy Koulibaly, I really do. I think that was part of the thing with Sarri, is that he doesn't come back for their players. He took Jorginho. I don't think he wanted to take 2, but I think he wants to come to the Premier League. Koulibaly, where would you go? London?
Yeah.
and play for your old manager at a club that's going to be an absolute beast. He's a fantastic player. So if you're Zuma and you're seeing he's already been linked Koulibaly, you're looking and going, I go back there, they buy an £80 million centre back, which is what they'll pay for him. Why am I going to get back in there and do the same thing again? Do you know what I mean? So you might be right.
I think Everton would. I think, you know, if we want to talk about like who would be looking to sign, obviously it's a long way down the road, but I mean, the next sort of step for this team, I imagine, would be centre forward, who you can absolutely hang your hat on, but there's not that many about. But I suppose that would come into where Richarlison is in his development.
Well, I think we need one anyway. I mean, we linked quite heavily with Gabriel Barbosa, Brazilian striker who's been on loan. You know, he was at Inter, didn't pull up any trees at Inter. Went to Benfica, got 2 in 15, so obviously struggled a little bit. They sent him back to Santos. I think he scored 11 goals in 14 games or something like that. 20. He's got 27 goals for Santos, the way the Brazilian thing works. Doing very well, coming to the end of the season. Everton have been linked with him. Marcel Brands apparently has been linked with him before for PSV. Knows him. Obviously could speak the language with our manager. And if Everton could get him and get him right, they were talking about him being the new Neymar and gets a lot of goals. He's obviously his stock's dropped. If Everton could get him, you've then got a couple, because I think Nias, I'm like you, I think Nias will go in January. Yeah, he'll go to Turkey in January. Obviously, Onyekuru next summer will be coming in, but he'll go out the door, and then that'll leave us with 3 strikers. Now, as much as I like Cenk Tosun, and I really do, I'm not convinced he's Marco Silva's style of forward. I'm really not. So therefore, if Barbosa come in January, because that's what we're linked with, him alone for 6 months and see how he goes. If he came in January, I could see Tosun going next summer back to Turkey, because I think for him, he'll want to play, and if he's not getting his chance, then why stay? I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's a bit different.
The thing with Tosun is, right, it's if he's not the type of player, it's not even about quality. If he's not the type of player that the manager thinks can fit into the team, and he's never going to start. No, he's never going to start. He's always going to be an off the bench player, and if that's not enough for him, which, you know, in his peak years you imagine it wouldn't be, then, because I think Cenk Tosun will do a job and will score goals, but if he's not the type, if it doesn't all fit together, then it's not going to work. So if
I mean, what's going to be interesting over the next few weeks is the Richarlison. I mean, we saw him at the weekend. He didn't have a kick. Yeah. You know, we didn't play very well at all. Is there a case for him going back to the left-hand side? Then what you do with Bernard? Or does Bernard then go to the right and Walcott comes out, but then you lose the explode, but then I suppose he got on the other side. Then did you give Tosun a go through the middle, or did you give Dominic Calvert-Lewin with his legs through the middle? Yeah. So there'll be games. There's 8 games in December. So Tosun will start one of those home games. Watford or Newcastle, I should imagine. So it'll be out. Here we go. He's got to, when he comes in, he's got to score goals. It's as simple as that's difficult. It's difficult, but he did it against Fulham. He did it against Palace. He's got to get on and affect the game. You know, he came on at the weekend against Cardiff, and he might have had a goal. He missed a shot. He had a couple of nice touches, but we weren't really on the front foot. Now, were we not on the front foot because he wasn't giving us an out ball, or were we not on the front foot because we were not on the front foot because they were pushing us back? Would there have been any different with Richarlison at the stage where, I don't know. They're the ones, but in terms of players going out, I'm just not convinced that his long-term future is here now, because I see the way we play with Richarlison through the middle, and I think that's the way the manager wants to play, with a fast, pacey centre forward. What we then have to find, if that's going to be the case, is another fast, pacey centre forward who's going to battle with Richarlison for that role. And Calvert-Lewin's probably just a little bit too young at the minute, inexperienced. He's got to build it. He's not young because he's the same age as Richarlison, but he's not at Richarlison's level.
Not the experience.
So he's got to get that stuff. So we could get Barbosa, for argument's sake, and I'm using him because he's the one that's been mentioned. Then you would imagine him, Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin would be the three who are all pacey and have got legs and good movement. That would render Cenk Tosun almost redundant within this team. And the other thing is you've got Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison who can play wide as well. So that front, your front 3, 4, 5 almost can all interchange. Bernard can play off the right. Bernard can play where Gylfi plays if Gylfi's not fit, or Gylfi can play where Gomez plays if Gomez isn't fit. Do you know what I mean? Then players can drop in and you would still have a fluid front 4 without having to change it up too much. So that's the area, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, that we need to strengthen. And also a right back. I must knock John Joe Kenny, I really like, and I can see him, you know, I'm not saying he isn't good enough, but I just don't know whether they want Wan-Bissaka, don't they? Or he's been very, very heavily linked with us, and he looks incredible, and he's 21, and he's physique, he's tall, and so Seamus is 30. So that might be an area where we go for as well. But I don't think we've got massive holes now, which we did have in the squad. Do you know what I mean? So
it's all about building on top of what you've already got, isn't it? And we've already pushed it up. I mean, of course, you can always get better players, but it's about building bit by bit. And
it's got to work, hasn't it? It's all very well going.
It's all got to fit together.
That's what I mean. It's great going. That's £200 million. They're going to spend it.
Well, we've seen that before.
But if you can't
fit it together,
then what's the point?
Then that's the key. That is the key. We've seen loads of clubs do it. Money.
Well, we're linked with, what's his name, Mbele or something, Mbele, the Lyon midfield player. Now, there might be an argument there that Schneiderlin goes to Lyon. They might want Schneiderlin, Lyon. And that kid might come in and then all of a sudden he's putting pressure on Ghana. And then, you know, you've got to look at the squad then and go, well, James McCarthy then, where does he fit in? Does he get sold then in the summer because he can't get a game? It's great on one hand because you're going, we don't have to rush him. You know, he'll come in when he's ready. He'll have to get on the bench first for the Premier League game. Keep mentioning these 8 games we've got over December. So,
well, that's, I mean, James McCarthy will have been getting held back and held back and held back. He's played for the under-23s. He played the game against Gormaria. So physically, he'll be okay. It's all about fitness now and holding him back to when he's absolutely needed. And there'll come some point in December where the manager will go, Garner's not playing this game and James McCarthy's coming for this game. It'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen.
Do you think he'll go straight into the team, or do you think he'll go onto the bench first, McCarthy?
No, I don't think he's the kind of player who needs there's any point to sit on the bench. I just don't. You think he's almost like a waste of a sub, isn't he? In a way, he is though, isn't he? Because he's got a job and
he just does one job, doesn't he? Really, suppose.
You know. So I can imagine he might. Yeah, listen, he might do. But I'd look at like Christmas week, and you've got Spurs, where Garner, you'd go, you'll play, and then on Boxing Day you might go, McCarthy will play in this. Because you've got Brighton, you've got Burnley, and then you've got Brighton. So you're like, is Garner going to play in all those 3 games? No. He probably could. Because you know, you
want to protect them, don't you?
But you want to go, well, hang on, we've got someone else there.
And then we've got Leicester at home.
And also McCarthy, that job now suits him down to the ground. And he's not better than Garner at it.
No.
Garner's brilliant at it.
But he can do a job.
But he can do that job. And that's, again, we spoke about that rotation and how the best managers know when to pull someone out. If you've got someone who's ready now to go in and is fit and knows the job, because you're not complicating it for him, you're just saying, do that job that you always do. If he's up to it, then he'll do it. Don't forget, McCarthy was playing really well before he got injured. Broke the leg. He was doing all right at that time. Every time he gets injured, he seems to be doing well.
I suppose the thing as well is that there's 4 games in 8 days. From Tottenham, 4 games in 8 days. Our team can't play the same way, the same players 4 times in 8 days. And no, should they flog them? So there's gonna be. It'll be like Andre Gomez. Andre Gomez isn't going to be able to play 4 games in 8 days.
No.
So that might be where Sigurdsson takes his place, and Bernard goes there, or Tom Davis might come in.
We might play 2 up front.
Or he might play 2. So we just might mix
3
it
at the
all
back.
Up. Yeah. Oh my God! Flexibility.
That's a gift. That was me. Yeah. That was me.
Don't.
Hey everybody! Yeah!
Muppets thing.
That was it. That was it.
But
I think that's answered your question, Bruce. I mean, I don't even know if we've actually answered your question, but you know, this is the Tuesday topic, and we'll do what we want, and so will you.
Well, we have answered this. We've kind of answered this.
Are we all? We just hope you're all right in Tasmania.
Why wouldn't we be? Tassie's great.
I don't know. Dear Abby, thanks for sending your video in, Bruce.
No, it is a big thanks.
Yeah,
others do it. Follow Bruce's example.
Just send them in whenever you want, and you know, if you send it, it doesn't have to be Tuesday topic. We'll do a video on it because that's what we like doing.
It's great. Jumping off point. There you go.
There you go.
Are we done?
We're done. Thanks for watching. See you later.
See you later.